And here in the United States, Vice President Kamala Harris, along with her running mate, Governor Tim Walz, gave their first joint interview to CNN last night. Talking about her first day in the White House, Vice President Harris said she would strengthen America's middle class by increasing the child tax credit and curtailing price gouging on everyday goods. The Democratic candidate also said she would increase access to affordable housing, which remains a pressing concern among young voters. Vice President Harris also spoke highly of President Joe Biden and said she had no regrets serving under the commander-in-chief. However, the CNN anchor did zero in on the reversal made by Kamala Harris regarding her approach to fracking and migration. As a presidential candidate in 2019, Kamala Harris had opposed fracking, a stance she changed after joining the Biden campaign. Now, during her interview, the Democratic candidate said she will not ban fracking if elected president. Now, fracking is the method of extracting natural gas from the earth, which does have an impact on climate change. However, it does employ thousands across at least 30 states, including in some of the key battleground states like Pennsylvania, Ohio, and North Carolina. Kamala Harris also made a U-turn on immigration when she once advocated for the border to be decriminalized. Now, during the interview, the Democrat said she supports the enforcement of laws against illegal immigration. And when asked about her potential cabinet, Harris said she would appoint a Republican to her team if she wins, though she did not hint at whom she had in mind. And speaking on Gaza, Kamala Harris said she was working for a ceasefire deal but would not move away from President Biden's policy on standing with Israel. Meanwhile, Tim Walz addressed comments about being in a combat zone as he apologized for misspeaking back in 2018 about being in a war. Now, Thursday's interview comes as early voting begins in some states in September. In fact, a new Reuters Ipsos poll post-interview shows Kamala Harris in a clear lead against her Republican rival. With the interview now in the books, Vice President Harris and her team are preparing for the September 10 showdown against Donald Trump in Philadelphia. From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
Kamala, you're fired.
I say, bring it on.
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for our future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment. So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished. On the show today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can we expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
Start with a report on
and welcome to Firstpost America. I'm Aaron Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital